Hey everyone, it's Anna. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to my craft room. I thought I would bring you in today and just show you how I currently have things set up for holiday crafting. This is my general workspace. This is a big drafting table, and so it's really wide, and so on the far side of the table I have a station for die cutting, but on this side of the table, this is where I do most of my crafting and my painting. So you can see I have all different kinds of things right there in front of me at arm's reach. I love having things very colorful in front of me that can inspire me. And so I keep lots of little doodads here. On the right side of my desk, I keep a wooden tray where I keep my favorite twine and some Christmas ribbons for the season. And I also keep all of my adhesives there as well. I have some white glues there, as well as hot glue and a glue stick. And I keep my blender brushes right there as well. My paintbrushes are all in that little clear spinning pencil holder, and then I always keep clear, fresh watercolor water on my desk as well. And then you can see I have all different kinds of little bottles of water for spraying. I have all different kinds of adhesives, and I have lots of little ink pads and things like that on my desk. I also love to keep little jars of buttons and bells on my desk. So you can see there I've got my Christmas ones out. There's also a little jar of vintage bells there. And of course some buttons. Those are the ones that Mary sent to me recently. So thank you so much, Mary. They've made it front and center here on my desk. And then I like keeping some sentiment stamps on my desk. That little white container is filled with some from Impression Obsession, Paper Tray Ink, Echo Park, and Whippersnapper that I'll be using on cards and tags this year. I also really like to keep my watercolors close at hand, so behind that white container is the cubby that I store all my watercolors in. These little tart tins are what I love to keep my die cuts in when I transfer them over from my cutting station, and I just like using them because they stack up so nice. And there's another little tart tin there too that's filled with buttons and jingle bells. I love keeping my coloring medium really close to me. So there's my colored pencils. I also love to use Copic markers. So here are my markers. And then I also keep my Impression Obsession ink here on my desk as well. And then on top of that storage, I use it for my return address labels, as well as the stamps that I most frequently use on the back of my cards, as well as stickles. I love using stickles on my cards. I didn't transfer out my washi tape this year for Christmas, but instead I put my Christmas washi tape that I want to use on the top tray of that tiered tray there. And then that tray also contains other things like my little pin holder that Patty made for me, some things from friends, gold threads, things like that. To the left of my desk, I have one of those 3-tiered trays, and on it I have a little rack that hangs where I hold all of my clear stamping blocks, and then the top shelf of that tray will get changed out depending on the season. So these are some Christmas stamps, and there's Halloween stuff in here too that I used recently, but these are all holiday stamps that I want to use for the season. Did I say Halloween? I think I said Halloween. In the corner of my room, I have a hutch, and this is where I store a lot of my supplies. The open shelves there, you can see I store my 6x6 paper pads. The top of the shelf, there's little storage boxes that are pretty, that I keep things that I don't get into very often. There's extra buttons and things like that up there, and then beautiful things that friends have made me. And then I also keep a big basket of yarn that I like using on my tags and my cards. So I love having that big basket full of pretty yarns and things that I can use. I think it looks really cute there. And here you can see that closer, and there's some rolls of twine that I've picked up over the years and have been using on all of my projects. And another gift from a friend, that snowman mug, so cute. There's also my Copic refills back there as well, kind of just hiding. I love using these clear bins for my 6x6 paper pads. And on these shelves too are my Whippersnapper stamps. You can see they're kind of in the narrower bins. 4 paper pad bins don't fit across the shelf, but 3 bins and a narrower one that I can use for stamps fit perfectly. And I probably have enough 6x6 paper. In the door side of the hutch, I just keep some special things that I want to keep nice and clean and safe. So I've got those on display in there. I have some stamps that Whippersnapper has mounted it for me on wood and sent them to me. I also have some tags that friends have made for me. I have that ginormous roll of baker's twine and some of my Richard Scarry stuff. And then I had that beautiful ornament that was hanging on the knob. That was from my friend Kat. I love it. On the wall next to my hutch, I have 3 shelves that I can display things on. So this year I chose to display black and white Christmas stamps, snowman stamps on the top shelf. And then on the middle shelf, I chose to do colored images, except for those 2 there in the middle, of course. I wonder why I did that. Who knows? And then the bottom shelf, I chose to display Santa. So my favorite stamps to use and purchase are Christmas stamps. They are Santas, gingerbread, and snowmen. So I do have a lot of them, but I chose just a select few to put on display. This is my cutting station, not my die cutting station, but my paper cutting station, where I have my paper cutter. And then I have a little display shelf there too that I've put stamps on. And I'll probably change the little top shelf there, not the very top, but the top shelf. I like to kind of keep like extra card bases and stuff like that on that top shelf, so I'll probably change out what's there currently. But you can see I have all kinds of things here to inspire me. I have things on the windowsill, including jars of buttons and even an empty jar. I also have some jars of jingle bells there, and then I have little containers that have tags and whatnot that I've made. So here on this little cake tray, you can see I have some jingle bells, buttons. I even have a snowman standing on top of buttons. That little felt piggy is a gift from my friend Gabby from a couple of years ago. And those little glass chickens, I don't know if you saw those, but my friend Carol D sent me those last year for Christmas. So here at my desk, or on my table, I also keep things that I've made recently. This is kind of like a little catch-all thing that I use. And then this wooden container has all the Christmas cards that I've made recently, as well as all the Christmas tags that I've made. So I'll be able to pull from this when I'm looking to send stuff for the holidays. And then these little antique angel food cakes and bundt pans Patty gave to me, and I just always fill them with whatever is inspiring me for the season, and it might be little threads or buttons, or it might be little greeneries. This year I just kind of put in a little assortment of stuff. And then on the display shelves themselves, I have some old pewter buttons, and then various different stamps that I wanted to use this year. And a lot of these are probably the same ones I had out last year, probably just in different places in the room. So this is the top shelf that I'll probably rearrange a little bit. I like to set some card bases up there. And then the very, very top, I decided to decorate with some Christmas stuff. So there's some of my tea-dyed pipe cleaners that I've made, and then there's an old mold full of some Christmas stamps and a Santa and some candy canes and a couple of the snowman clothespins that I've made. And there's more jingle bells up there, and then a huge coffee jar full of buttons. And Aunt Patty gave me that coffee jar, that big glass jar. I love that stamp from Impression Obsession. It's a cabin in the woods. It always reminds me of my family's home. Next to that, I have a couple of those wooden drawer units from Hobby Lobby that I store stamps and various ribbons and stuff like that in. And so on top of it, I have my Stampin' Up! Inks, some completed projects, and above that on the wall, I have another display unit that I can use to store stamps for the season and things that I want to see that will inspire me. So giving you a better look at the top of that shelf there, or storage unit, I have this container where I've got more Christmas tags. These are tags that I've made recently. You've seen me share on my channel. And then, of course, those are those little 3 by 3 3/4 inch square note cards that I've made within the last month. I have that beautiful glass jar full of tea-dyed tags and ribbons that I've made. And then I have an old bread tin from my grandma that I use to put my favorite holiday ribbons in. And then starts my display. So I have a cute little silver tray that I use to put some Valentine's stamps on. And these are probably the exact same ones I had out last year. There's my favorite little gingerbread man book that Marilyn G made for me. And then I chose to put some of my favorite gingerbread stamps out on display. I didn't put out as many as I did last year or the year before, but I did put out my favorites. So you can see there's all different kinds of companies represented there, from Inky Antics, Whippersnapper, Penny Black, Stamp Passions, Stampin' Up. Let's see, there's some Mary Englebright in there. There's some Amuse. There's just all kinds. Penny Black. Did I say Penny Black? All kinds of stamps. And then on the top, I have that great big jar that has a crack in it. I bought it to put buttons in, but it has a crack in it, so I decided to put those candy canes in it. And then I have on this wall here another small shelf for display, and I've just put out a few more gingerbread stamps. There's some from Peddler's Pack, Darcy's, Hero Arts, Amuse. There's several others there. So thank you so much. I hope you've enjoyed this little tour of my room. And let me know if you have any questions below. I'd be happy to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching, and I will talk to you again very soon. Bye.